Hello and welcome to the Penno Channel for this match reaction to the first game in the Premier League for Aston Villa against Newcastle today. I'm joined by my bro. It's been a long time. We've been off for the summer, but we're back now. Bro, how you doing? How's your break been? And then we'll get into the game, man.
Yeah, it's been long overdue, hasn't it, really? I think the last time that we did a pod together was the Newcastle game from last season. So that just shows how long it was. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully this season we're going to be back doing match previews, match reactions to all the games. And yeah, good to be back, bro. Good to be back.
Yeah, man, it has been a long time coming, as I said. And we came into this one in, 5th versus 6th, a real Titans battle. The last time we saw this game happen, it was at St James's Park, opening day of the season. We all know what happened there. Villa got battered. But it meant, at the end of it, Villa ended up getting Champions League off the back of that. So, first games of the season, it doesn't mean the be-all and end-all. It's not too much highs, too much lows from it. As we get into it, I think both of us are the consensus that we take a point from this one, given the circumstances in the end. But, bro, how are you feeling going into this one? Were you optimistic? Yeah, how were you feeling?
Let's talk about Newcastle first. Like, my optimism came from Isak not being available. Like, everything that's been going on this summer with them, the distractions that their teams had, I thought, you know what, we got a real opportunity. And I kind of thought this is a great time to play Newcastle. When the fixtures first dropped, I thought, oh, that's a tough game to start the season. Villa being home as well. Like, when does that ever happen as well? So, yeah, I thought this is a really good opportunity to beat Newcastle today, because without Isak, they're like that focal point. So my confidence kind of came from that. And yeah, our home record as well was so good last season. Like, I think I said today to you before the game, I don't see how we just don't win today. I couldn't really picture any result. So it shows how much I know, innit? So, but I think that the lineup did shock me a little bit. I think it shocked you as well. It was a bit more defensive probably than we expected. But considering what happened during the game, I think me and you were both, content with a point at the end of the day after what was happening.
Yeah, facts. And as you say, going on the home record, we'll just talk about the result in isolation. It means now by the time we play our next home game, it will be a year since we've last lost at home in the Premier League, which is some feat, to be fair. And that was against Arsenal in a game where we were unfortunate. We could have drawn or easily won that game as well. So we were lucky to not go a whole year undefeated at home last season, and we've continued it this season. Being down to 10 men for nearly 20, 25 minutes, we've managed to hold on, even up to half an hour, actually, including extra time. We've managed to hold on to a point from that position. Anyway, bro, let's get into it. Let's get into the starting lineup. And firstly, let's talk about Newcastle's. I don't think there was too many surprises with that. The one omission I was quite surprised with was Lewis Hall. They started with Kieran Trippier at right back. I thought Lewis Hall might start because I know how well he can play going forward as well. But Tino Livramento found himself at left back. I think it was the same back four they played against us last year when we beat them 4-1. Apart from that, I thought it was as expected. I expected the same front three and I expected the three midfield as well.
Yeah, Livramento, who is right-footed, was put at left back. Maybe Eddie Howe just felt confident trying to deal with who did we play on that side? McGinn. So we played McGinn on that side. Maybe Lewis Hall just wasn't fully fit. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, that did surprise me. Their midfield three was as expected, like physicality, technique with Bruno. Like, you got to be on your A game when you're facing that Newcastle midfield. I think I remember last season, like Unai specifically said to Tillemans, like, man mark Bruno out the game. That's how much he respects him. And then yeah, their new signing, Alanga on the right wing, Anthony Gordon playing as a striker today, which is mad. And then Harvey Barnes on the other side as well. So not too many surprises from their lineup.
Nah. Now let's get on to ours, bro, and what we started out with. When I did the preview, I think there was a few contentious positions that I weren't sure on. And to be honest, from what I thought, it wasn't the people. So I thought Maatsen might start. Luca Dean ended up starting. Just because last time we played Newcastle at home, Maatsen was probably man of the match. He was unbelievable that game. He scored as well. Mings and Pau Torres was up for contention. And looking back on it now, with Yuri Tillemans playing further forward in the side, maybe we did need a Pau Torres playing. Mings defended well. He was brilliant in defence. I thought he had a really solid game at the back. But sometimes playing through the lines, with Yuri playing higher, we just struggled a bit throughout the game playing through the lines. I think Onana and Kamara weren't at their best doing that. So missing a Pau Torres to do that and link the play, maybe. Konza starting, for that, and Matty Cash starting as well. That didn't surprise me. Onana starting did surprise me because, as I said, I thought it would be Yuri and Kamara. And then I expected McGinn, Rodgers and Watkins all to start. But I did think potentially we'd see maybe a Marlon, maybe a Gasson getting his first start. Maybe even an Emi Buendia, but that wasn't to be the case.
Yeah, so Emery went with 4 centre midfielders in McGinn, Onana, Tillemans and Kamara. Obviously, McGinn and Tillemans more advanced. And then Onana and Kamara forming the pivot. I feel like if you do play that many centre midfielders, you're going to need like pace out wide.
Yeah.
And maybe Maatsen, looking back, was probably the one to go with at left back, someone that can just constantly like overlap, help Morgan Rodgers on that left-hand side. Whereas with Dean, it was almost a bit slower, but maybe Emery wanted Luca Dean against Elanga, trusted him more defensively that way. But yeah, as you said, Maatsen was probably a 10 out of 10 or as close as you can get in that reverse fixture or that fixture last season. So yeah, that did surprise me, man. It did surprise me. But Mings and Konza didn't really surprise me. I thought Emery probably wanted to go with physicality with Mings, winning the duels because they were going to go long. And then Matty Cash, right back, that was expected. McGinn on the right-hand side was expected as well, because that's what Emery likes to do. You play long and you want him to win the duels up high. Watkins up front, yeah. So not too many surprises outside of probably Maatsen not starting. And then the Tillemans advanced. I don't know, sometimes when you were speaking about it, we like Tillemans deeper in the build-up because he's so good at passing. He's so good at sensing the press. And his passes are a lot cleaner when going forward. Onana's more physical. Onana's going to try and win duels, get about the pitch, but his passing's not as good as Yuri. So I think we did suffer a bit from that today as well. So those were probably the 2 surprises. Well,
when you look at those 6 names, though, like 3 of each in midfield, it is like top midfielders going at it against each other. And we saw that throughout the game. It was a bit, it was a bit nitty. There's a few challenges, shoulder barges, like that midfield 3 versus our midfield 3 with Onana playing, starting, is just like all action for both sides. So, and I feel like the game took its course because obviously we were trying to play through the middle and we struggled. We did struggle today doing that. Whereas last time we got quite a lot of joy playing through the lines, and especially with Yuri playing deeper and playing those passes. So yeah, I think maybe potentially slightly negative setups potentially, and I do think we did lack that pace because who's got the pace in that lineup? There's not.
Yeah. You say, who would you say was our fastest player? I was starting to say Rodgers, maybe. I don't know, like Watkins. He's like,
probably Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins.
Yeah. So yeah. And if we what we saw in the first half and we'll get onto is we weren't great on the ball, and to play like that you have to be really good on the ball, and we weren't. We were just, the passes were a bit sloppy. They weren't going to feet, which can be expected opening day of the season, but it was to our detriment because Newcastle were then transitioning on us and getting some good attacks out of it. So we'll go into the first 15 minutes, bro, and getting into it. Newcastle started very, very well, didn't they? And we'll shout out the man of the match for I think both of us, who had an outstanding game, was pretty much faultless in his debut, and that's Bizzo. Made a massive save against Elanga. It was 3 minutes into the game. That was Elanga finds himself one-on-one. The player a ball through, and Luca Dean, I don't know if he slips or he just mistimes the interception, takes out Tyrone Mings, and the ball just goes to Elanga, and he's through one-on-one. And I think Elanga himself takes too many touches. He takes an additional touch. Bizzo's able to set himself, and then it's a fairly straightforward save for a one-on-one, but that warning straight away in the first 3 minutes, bro. And that was the thing I was concerned about with Gordon playing as well through the 9. I always think back to last season against Chelsea when they had no Jackson and they played Neto in the 9. and all they looked to do was play long, play quick, and play long and direct. And I think Newcastle did that first half and did it very well, because with those three in attack, it's just they're rapid, all pace, and they'll put you on the back foot.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling, isn't it, when like the opposition players 1v1 and you're just in the stands and you can't do anything about it or just pray. But yeah, it was good football from them. They got through centrally and they beat our defense, to beat our midfield. And yeah, Langer 1-on-1, as you said, I think he took it a bit wide towards the end, and he shot. When you like look back at it, like it was almost a comfortable save as well for Bizarre as well. Like he got his angle perfect and he pushed it away from danger. But yeah, that would have given him so much confidence. I think he said in his interview after, like he was nervous. He was a bit like, I don't know, he was a bit anxious before the game. And I think that first save, you could tell he got confidence from it. So yeah, brilliant debut for Bizarre, I thought. Pretty solid. As solid as you'd want.
It's ball playing that gets me. You know, when a goalkeeper's confidence in his ball playing because they can like fake the pass, or they like go to put the ball and fake the pass and go in the other direction stuff. Something Olsen didn't really have, and I think Bizzo has that confidence in his ball playing, and he played a number of different variants of passing throughout the game. His distribution from throwing as well. I remember he made a throw to Luca Dean, which was great. He set us off. And even playing long, he had a few that went out, but apart from that, they were bang on, and he was putting McGinn in positions to be one-on-one with Livramento with his back to him. And sometimes he won the duel, sometimes he didn't. But yeah, I thought Bizzo's distribution was great today, and using his hands, he was nigh on perfect. I think he flapped up one cross that came in, but he still got it away. Apart from that, he caught everything. So yeah, we'll go into a few comments, bro. Charlie's joined. Thanks for joining, Charlie. Says Digne and Cash in 25-26. Sheesh. It is mad that the back four is pretty much Dean
Gerrard,
Smith.
isn't it? Yeah.
Dean Smith, yeah. Well, no, Gerrard, because Luca Dean was under him. But yeah, three of the back four is still Dean Smith. Roger has joined. Thanks for joining, Roger. He goes, what would you do in the window if you can bring in two players? I'll leave that one to you, bro. What would you do?
I'd bring in a right winger, someone with like pace to run in behind and can beat them man 1v1. And then I'll bring in a right centre back that can also play right back, that has a bit of dynamism.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Roger also said, what are your player ratings? We'll get into that later, Roger, but I think man of the match for both of us was Bizzo, for sure. Roger also says we lack bravery. Yeah, I think we did. In that first half especially. I think when we get into the second half and how we were playing, we played into the game a lot more, and the red card kind of killed us. Charlie also says, I think an underrated issue with this squad is that if we want to play with those three in midfield, we then fall into a trap of not being able to bring subs in without losing something massive from the 11. That's very true. Because they're so influential in their own attributes, which they're good at, we don't really have anyone to come on in the middle of the park who can do that. Maybe a Ross Barkley would come on for an Onana, which happened quite a lot last season, just to dictate the play more. But that was more as a two when Boubacar Kamara was injured. We haven't really seen that since, because Barkley's been unavailable as well. But I do agree with that for sure. And then Roger also says Newcastle or pace and power, will they come back for Watkins? Potentially. I think at the game today they were singing there's only one greedy bastard, so I can't. I know football fans are fickle, but I can't see Isak playing for him again. I do think he leaves this summer. Liverpool have just managed to sell Ben Doak as well for 20 million, so that's even more money that they're going to have to spend on Isaac. So I think he does go, and yeah, there'll be a number of strikers that'll be interesting. I think they're going to get Johan with Wissa, but then Callum Wilson left as well, so it wouldn't surprise me to go for two strikers. Watkins has been linked. Now, would I want Villa to sell him this close to the end of the window? No, I think you have to keep him now, unless you have a guaranteed replacement, someone who you've wanted. Otherwise, you don't sell him. I think that ship's kind of sailed. I don't know your thoughts on that, bro.
Yeah, well, it's interesting with Newcastle because it seems like they want two strikers. They're going to sign Johan Wissa, as you said, for the Callum Wilson replacement. That seems to be getting closer to being done now that Otava went from Bournemouth to Brentford.
Yeah.
I've seen links with Gonzalo Ramos from PSG. I think they're still want him now, so it looks like they might be after him. But I would never rule out like a Watkins sale, because we know our board, like, they pivot quite a lot, and you just never really know, because they really don't know a lot of the time. So I'd hope we'd keep him now. Like, surely you can't sell him now. Like, I think the only striker you could say that would, like, you'd be happy with a replacement would be like Samu from Porto. Yeah. And the reports from Portugal and that, it's just like he's not leaving this summer, like, no chance. So yeah, I hope we keep Watkins now. Happy going into the season with Watkins as our striker. But what was I gonna say as well? I think on Isak, as bad as this has been this summer for them, I feel like it only takes one goal.
Yeah.
It takes one goal just to win. In fact, maybe 2 goals. He went on strike, and it maybe 2 goals. If you get 2 goals, if he gets a goal against Sunderland or something, do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be good. It'll be sweet again.
I hear it, but singing that's a bit mad. I think that's a bit mad. That's really, I don't know. It just seems a bit like it's really gone. I know what you are saying. Football fans are fickle, man. I agree, but it seems like they're not having it at all, because what he's doing is kind of mad, to be honest. Refusing to train and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that is next level. Considering, you know, Newcastle have given you a platform, albeit you've been a great player. They did sign you and bring you to the Premier League and gave you the platform as well. So it kind of, you know, you work in tandem. And just to,
I don't really know the in and outs. Like, did they offer him like money last year and they haven't been or something?
I think there's something to do in terms of a contract. But then my feeling is you're a contracted player at the end of the day. You've signed a deal, and you stay by that. You stay by that until, you know, Newcastle receive a fee that they're happy to sell you for. I don't agree with just not playing. I think that's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the game, bro. We've only got to the Elanga chance, but from that point onwards, it was all Newcastle really. First 15 minutes, they were dominant, and they kind of felt unfortunate not to have taken the lead. I mean, Anthony Gordon had a few chances. He had
that shot. Did he have that shot that Bizzo like palmed wide as well?
Yeah, tipped wide. He had that header in the box as well, which he headed over the bar.
That was a big chance. That was
a big chance. Yeah, Elanga had a shot as well, which he put wide. So yeah, they had a number of chances, and looking into that first half, they had 8 shots, 2 on target, 2 big chances. We didn't even have a shot. We didn't have 1 shot on target, and that just signified how poor it really was going forward in the first half. There was literally nothing.
Yeah, credit to Newcastle. They were pinning us back into our own half. They were moving the ball really well. Yeah, they impressed me that first half. It felt like at times we couldn't even like breathe and get our own half. Gordon had that header, like you said, that was a big chance. He had the shot that Bizzo parried wide, and they kept on working it wide and getting deliveries into the box. They impressed me. I can't lie. I think if I was a Newcastle fan, like you've got no Isak, you got no real focal point. They probably played as well as they could have without Isak in that first half, I think.
Yeah. And I think from last season, even though I felt Ollie just had hardly any support today, we couldn't even get the ball forward. I think the main issue first half was lack of width, lack of pace. And then when we were playing with the ball, when we had opportunities to make the killer pass or play the ball to feet, we were just being so sloppy. There was a number of times Morgan Rogers had 2 passes he should have played through, which were good passes. Especially that one, McGinn made the run through the middle, and he overplayed it. McGinn against Livramento played well against him. McGinn won a few draws, but Livramento was winning his fair share as well, and they were getting the ball off McGinn. Yuri he didn't feel quite comfortable in the position he was. Anana and Kamara were playing passes through the lines that just weren't getting to men. They were intercepting them. And then their press from when we had the ball at the back was really good, man. We were struggling to cope with that. I think Luca Dean was poor on the ball first half as well. Yeah, it was, and Anthony Elanga was giving Luca Dean a headache in that first half. There was a number of times he was either caught out of position or he was just knocking it past him as well. So yeah, they really played well first half, and I think they can be unlucky not to been 1-0 up.
I think a lot of Villa's issues was from Tielemans not being in the build-up. I mean, normally he's so good at like sensing the pressure. He's so good at playing that killer pass that you said we were lacking. And for all Anana's qualities, when he is on the ball, he still looks a bit clumsy, still looks a bit uncomfortable. his relationship, like his dribbling, his close control, time in the pass as well. I think there was a number of factors for the sloppiness. Firstly, it's first game of the season, like that's to be expected. Secondly, I'm convinced like early kickoffs, like players are just so much more sluggish than normal. Like I feel like if that was a 5:30 game, like the intensity from Villa would have just been on it more. Yeah. I don't know what it is about early kickoffs. Like it feels like it messes up like the rhythm of teams.
But it wasn't even Newcastle though, but it was just us. It was they were on us. They had a lot of chances first time.
And then I feel like as well, like as you said, you have if you're gonna play 4 centre midfielders who aren't blessed with pace, they're more about their passing and their strength. You need pace, you need an outlet, you need someone to drive up and hold width and get past their defenses that are playing in front of them constantly. And I just feel like unless Maatsen had an injury, I'm just shocked that he didn't play, because even if you say Dean's a better defender than Maatsen, which 1v1 he probably is, Dean was getting caught at times by Elanga on that side. Like Elanga was getting past him quite often. So I feel like if you're gonna have the player beating the man anyway, you might as well just put Maatsen on, who offers more going forward. So like I thought even at halftime we might have seen that substitution, to be honest. But yeah, it was just frustrating because I feel like Villa didn't give the best version of themselves in that first half at all. And as you were saying with that killer pass, those times where Rodgers was getting the ball, we'd beat their press and we had space to work with, and he was just putting too much on the ball. Like the through ball, there's too much on it, and Nick Pope was claiming it comfortably. So other times as well where Kamara was just too much on it. Like you're putting too much on the ball, there's no need.
Felt like Adam before, didn't he? That's how it felt like at that pace and that intensity.
Yeah. Like me and you, like bro, I was putting my head down and everything, like the amount of times, like and then like just the display.
We ain't feeling it today. But yeah, to get in at 0-0, really, I think
we were lucky.
Fortunate, and we take that definitely. Bizzo being a standout, really keep us in the game. But yeah, bro, it's just is the first half performances. I know it's a new season, but are first half performances becoming something recognisable in terms of they've just not at the races, Villa? And usually, a lot of the time last season, we were a second half team and we'd really start to get into the rhythm and flow. And I think today, again, before the red card, we were really starting to stick it on them. Then we started to actually play. Do you think it's tactical as such, maybe because of Newcastle's press and how much they're running, and we're just trying to control it a bit more and let them get tired and then impose ourselves? I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, it's an interesting trend because, as you said, we were second half FC, even home and away games a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just interesting. Like, I don't actually know what the actual reason is, whether it's instructions or whether like we just lacked intensity to it. We were just sluggish, and like the fans can pick up on it. If you notice, like the fans start like moaning a little bit more than probably they'd normally do last season. Like it felt quicker this season, considering it was the first game of the season as well. Yeah, I just think we know Villa can show a better performance than what they did in that first half. Whether tactical, what do you mean, like containing Newcastle maybe and not going like gonko because Emery doesn't want it to turn into a basketball game? Like that could be a factor. Yeah, definitely.
The lineup just suggests that to me. I mean, you have a Marlon and a Gassond on the bench. The lineup just suggests to me you're looking to contain as such and trying to build through the lines, which we do anyway. But there was no pace outlet. And when you look at Newcastle, they have 3 absolute rapid players up front. It's just totally different, isn't it, in terms of setup?
Yeah. Their front 3 probably would have all been the fastest player for Villa today.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, maybe the plan was to contain and go into it towards the end of the second half, and then you bring on your Gasson, you bring on your Marlon, and then you really go for it. Yeah. But obviously, with the second half and what happened, it kind of changed the outlook of the game. I want to shout out Dan Burn for them as well. I thought he was outstanding today. And one key factor when we beat them 4-1 last year was Ollie Watkins dominated both Shaw and Burn. I think he was that was probably his best game last season. Watkins, he was unbelievable. Today, Dan Burn was colossal for them, and he won everything. He even showed some pace. I think him and Yuri had a race, and he beat him to the ball. Yeah, he was very good. Dan Burn was for Newcastle today.
Yeah, facts. I mean, you were both happy for it to go in at 0-0, considering how the first half had played out. They could have easily been 1-0 up. Me and you were saying maybe substitutions at halftime. It didn't happen. But credit to whatever the halftime team talk was. It felt like we came out second half with enthusiasm, with intensity, with a desire to pin Newcastle back. So that was good to see. Even from like the first 10 minutes, you could see that.
Yeah. Charlie says, we desperately lacked Tielemans' press evasion for sure. Just could not break that first line of press and had no outball into Rodgers or Watkins, really. Yeah. And even when we tried to attempt to play that pass, then the final pass, when they had the ball, just wasn't great. It wasn't to feet or it wasn't into space there. They could actually get onto it. Charlie also says, actually thought we were screaming out for Ramsey profile today and that ability to receive in tight space, spin and turn midfield, possession into attack in an instance. Yeah, we probably were. I definitely thought we didn't transition as well with the ball at feet either. Rodgers wasn't at it today at all. McGinn, he had a couple of moments, but again, I thought Livramento handled him well, and those are the two real transitional players with the ball at their feet, and we couldn't conjure anything up. Roger says if Yuri Tielemans is out for any period of time, we will have problems. I could bring back Douglas Luiz on loan. It looks like
you dread to think about that if Tielemans.
Yeah,
sorry, carry
on.
No, I was just gonna say you dread to think if Tielemans is out for any amount of time. Like he's so essential to how we build up play and the tempo that we set. It's why I'm so surprised that Emery took him out. Like Tielemans is the tempo setter from deep. Like he gets the players going in front of him, ticking. Like he's the reason. Like if you think to his game last season, bro, like he man-marked Bruno at the game. Yeah. His passing was so good, whether it was wide, whether it was through the middle. I remember one pass he played to Kamara last season, and he literally like beat about 2-3 of their players, and Kamara was able to turn, and we beat that first. I think it was their second line of press. So yeah, he just shocked me. Or even like not to vary the build up in the first half, maybe put Anana further forward to like win the draw or go long and have Tielemans like drop deep. It just felt like he was constantly Mings is gonna play that sideward pass to Bizzo to draw them out, and then we'll either go long from Mings to McGinn, Mings to Rodgers, or Bizzo to Rodgers, or we'll play through Anana and Kamara. Like there was never a time like Tielemans it fell in the first half, drop deep to like switch it up a bit.
Well, considering they played the same back seven last season, we started Asensio last season in that game, so there was no Nana.
Yeah,
Asensio played, so we went a bit more attacking in that game as well.
Yeah, Nana came to the bench.
Yeah. When he scored that banger, he did come off the bench. And Rodgers 39% possession at home and only 3 shots.
It's poor.
Not great numbers.
Touching on
possessions, a bit skewed because of the red card for sure.
Yeah. Touching on Douglas Luiz, how do you feel about him going to Forest? Looks like that's going to get close to being done.
It is a bit long when you see Ramsey's playing for Newcastle, Grealish playing for Everton, and Dougie's playing for Forest.
What's going on? Who did we upset?
We spoke about this, bro. Like these are the type of players we didn't want to see again in the league. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I wanted Dougie to go from Juve to Real Madrid, innit? Like I didn't want to see this guy, and then back to like Vasco, like for like a while.
Especially Dougie. Obviously, Ramsey's going to play in the Prem and that, and Grealish just go to Serie A or something. You know what I mean? You don't need to
go to Napoli. I was hoping he'd like the De Bruyne thing would have made him go to Napoli.
Yeah, but seeing old players playing against you now, it's just like, let's hope they don't turn up, man. But yeah, it's a good signing for Forest. That is, they're making 3 or 4 good stars. McAtee, the French winger, and also someone else they're bringing in, isn't there?
They've signed Calimundo. They've signed. Who else did it?
Douglas Luiz and there's someone else.
Yeah, they're moving mad. I think once they got confirmed they're in Europa League, then they've started spending now.
Yeah, facts. Charlie also says, thing is, McGinn had the run on Livramento a couple of times, but just doesn't have the quality on the ball or with his final ball to utilise the opportunities he did have. Yeah, I think that battle with Livramento was good, and then I think McGinn did get the better of him at times, but maybe when you're playing off the right and he was running down that right channel, he doesn't have a right foot, McGinn, so you know he's going to have to cut back and do something with it. You can't.
It is frustrating. It is frustrating how one-footed McGinn is sometimes, because it's like an opportunity cost thing. Like the play doesn't happen and we keep the ball, But like you think about, what happens if he was right-footed? Then if he played that ball over the top, like we might have had a bigger chance. Like it's a weird one with that kind of stuff. It's like a lot of missed opportunities, but because they don't happen, people forget. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's that kind of thing. So.
And Charlie says one of the massive cons of him being the right-sided outlet. Yeah, facts. Because he's not going to take it on the outside as such. He's going to always try and have to come back inside because he's so left-footed. But yeah, McGinn playing right. I always just seem to remember the Dan Burn game where he terrorised Dan Burn when we won 3-0. And I think we did try to play to that. I remember saying to you in the first couple of minutes, I said, "Look, bro, we're playing like we did again in that game. We're trying."
Facts.
We're trying to attack the left back. We're trying to pin the left back and then play off that. It just didn't quite work because that game when we won 3-0, the passing was crisp and on point. Everyone was on it.
That's what games against Newcastle. Who's going to win the first duel? Who's going to win the second ball? That's all the game comes down to.
And if we can beat them man to man, then
who gets the most confidence?
Space, on the ball. If you can play the right pass, you can do them. But that was the bad today, wasn't it? Really, that was the bad. Second half, then, bro. I think we came out. Usually, Villa Park, when we come out second half, we're usually a bit slow to get going. But I thought we really stepped on it, and we were looking good. We started to move the ball better with pace. We were winning the ball high at the pitch. I remember they were kicking the ball out of play a few times in their own half. And also, I think Watkins McGinn was in that our right channel, their left channel with Livramento. Remember, Livramento was getting stuck on the ball a few times and couldn't get it out, and we were turning it over quite high up the pitch. But again, that just final ball in those areas was lacking. But we had a big chance. McGinn came back onto his left foot and whipped it in, and Kamara had a good header. Unfortunately, he was straight at Nick Pope, but that was a big chance for us. And then I think we were playing well with the ball, but again, we were getting into areas. And if the way we were playing, it relies a lot on the fullbacks. It relies a lot on the fullbacks today because you're asking them to defend quick wingers as well as then be the overload because we were overloading on both sides. Digne and Cash were both getting forward, but they're not those type of fullbacks that have the pace to get behind. You know what I mean? Digne is to stand 20 yards back, whip it in fullback, and Matty Cash. I think his best crosses come when he cuts back inside and he crosses it off his left foot.
Yeah, 100% agree. Like you have to be a dual threat. You have to be a two-way player in the modern game. You have to be able to attack as well as you can defend. And like I said, and like you said, we did improve in that second half. Like we came out with intensity, with like real encouragement to try and pin Newcastle back. And that Kamara header is a massive chance. I rewatched it back earlier. Like it's a really good ball from McGinn to cut back on his left. That's around like where he scored that Bologna free kick, weren't it? Like that delivery from that side.
No one got their head on it. Yeah,
he knows how to curl it into like a dangerous area. And bro, looking back, I think Kamara should do better to pull it on either side. Like he's running into it, like he can control the header. Yeah. But Kamara's not really a goal scorer like that, is he? So that was a big chance, and it just felt like we were playing more. It felt like we were staying high up the pitch. Like most of that game was played in the half, shooting at the whole end.
Facts, yeah, it was until we get onto the red. But yeah, we had another chance. Watkins, he had a touch, and Ollie. We just couldn't get Ollie into the game much really today in the box. Did he have a shot in the box? I don't think he did. I think was that shot even in the box, or was he just on the edge?
No, it was outside.
When it went to Pope, we didn't even. Ollie had no service really. I didn't think he had his best game holding the ball up either. He didn't really stick. But you know, I don't think we gave him the best service either. I think Rodgers he looked like he was still injured. He just wasn't at it today at all. And I don't know if that's an excuse or not, but he was very poor today in all of his actions.
Yeah, Rodgers played like he wanted to make sure nobody came in with like a last minute bid.
No one was going to come and bid for him. Yeah, in fact.
Yeah. I will say about that Watkins chance, that was our best bit of football all game. That narrow progression that Emery loves. That reminds me of like 2023 Emery, like Southampton away, like that 1-0 where we were just playing it narrow with Ramsey and just getting up the pitch. Like I think that was Tillemans to Rodgers to Watkins.
Yeah.
And that's how Emery likes to play football. He likes the narrow progression, the quick one touch, and then you're in behind. But this was a bit different because we were still playing in front of their defence. But yeah, Watkins got it out of his feet. Maybe try and draw that into the corner through the Newcastle defender's legs. He kind of opened his leg and he was there. But it was a shot, and he was a shot on target. It was another shot on target. Yeah. And after that first half,
and it felt like the momentum was gathering from that. Do you know what I mean? It did feel like the game was changing. Like those first 20 minutes of the second half. But let's get into it, bro. I think prior to that, I think I said the match reaction straight after the game. About a minute or two before, we'd been warned about their transition, and they had an opportunity to play in Anthony Gordon, and we were lucky. He hit a player on the back of his legs. I think it was Tonali, but it might not have been. It might have been Livermore or someone. But the ball was going through to Anthony Gordon. He was going to be put through. 2 minutes later, Ezri Konsa sent off for pulling down Anthony Gordon through on transition. Now, the cross from Matty Cash isn't great at all. It's not. We've got 4 men in the box overloading. He's played it. They've all ran near to the goal. He's played it back towards all of them. But then I think our rest shape as well wasn't great because once Elanga's turned it over, we're 3-on-3. And we got 3 at the back, but Gordon's got the run and Konsa at that point. And even if they'd have headed it out, say if Cash put it in a decent area, they would have headed the ball out if that would have happened. I think the transition would have been it would have looked similar on the pitch. Because I think Tillemans has gone close to where Cash is as well. McGinn's on that side. And then you've got Anana, Kamara, Watkins, all in the box. So it's just an empty space in the middle. Now, Mings and Konsa are still back there. They don't do themselves any favours really. They don't make the decision whether to step up and let him go, play him off, or to maintain a run. It's a good ball by Elanga. It is. It's a really good ball. It's got the right pace on it, and he plays it through both of them. And once you're in that position, I know Gordon's gone down softly, but once you put your arms on him, it's going to be a red card. Like there's just
Konsa's tried to pull him back to try and get like shoulder side with him and try and like get like tussle, but he's going to go down as soon as he feels contact.
I know it's soft, but I don't. It's a red card.
It's a red. What I want to say is like you made such a great point about like the rest defense, like what you're taught in like modern football, compactness. Even when you have the ball, like if you're high up, make sure that you've got compactness and make sure that you're ready to like counter press if you lose the ball. And Cash playing that pass, as bad as a pass as it was, that is a really bad pass. Yeah, like, for me, even everyone around us was like, what the fuck is he doing?
He didn't look up, did he really? Didn't look up.
Only Kamara was really about, and Elanga had the beating of Kamara already. So yeah, you just think you can't be like that open, even when that ball, as bad as it was, comes in. And he's such a good pass from Elanga, as you said, perfect weight. And yeah, Konsa just don't know if he takes one for the team. I don't know if it was an accident, but
yeah.
It's not a free game. At least it's not a free game. Now that new rule, it's not a free game. Like I think you kind of take the 1 match ban. It's like getting 2 yellow cards, suspension, kind of like 2 bookings. Like it's the same thing nowadays. And you take the straight red, it's not a free game ban. So and it's kind. You could argue it's paid off. Has it paid off really? If they go 1-0 up, do we come back in that game? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, bro. I'm not sure. And I want to go on to Rodgers' comment because thanks to this, Roger he goes positive. We played better with 10 men plus our home form since Unai came to the club is fantastic. Agree. I think we defended. We were really resolute in defence after the red card happened. I mean, it's tough against the Newcastle side now. You know, who are Champions League side, who we know how hard it can be. To break down 10 men, and we kind of did that to them. I remember the Ipswich game, we failed to break them down. Okay, we had more chances and we should have probably won that game, but it's difficult to break down 10 men, and I think we showed that today. We were so resolute, considering the red card was on the 66th minute, and it was 6 minutes additional time, so it was about half an hour we were playing with 10 men. Newcastle didn't really do anything with that. They didn't really have... Bizzo didn't make a mad save at all. I think the next save Bizzo made was in 90 plus 6 or something. I remember Harvey Barnes had the shot that went...
that was it. Like they were getting into good spaces, but they weren't... Their finishing was just like,
sharp.
Like a part of the time, like I wasn't even getting worried at one point. He was just like the way they were finishing, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's mad.
yeah.
He was mad. I think Gordon did have that shot when he cut inside, but that was easy for Bizzo as well. We were throwing bodies on the line. I thought Matty Cash was great defensively in those last 20 minutes. He was putting his body in the line in those positions. Mings and Mings was good. Boubacar Kamara just seamlessly dropped back into centre back. We know the quality he has, and obviously playing there for Marseille all those years ago, he can still do a job there. And I think he was great when he did playing there. And even Anana and Tillemans moving them back into a centre midfield role, I think they covered it well. So yeah, I thought they played well, man. But definitely, I think, I don't know. I just think, could we have done more with the 10 men?
He tried. Well, he brought on Marlon. I think he wanted Marlon just to be the outlet, going long, get some fresh legs for him again. But
Yeah.
I don't know who would. Maybe Gesand could have came on at some point. Maybe that was the plan. I didn't think the plan was like maybe 65 minutes. Like you bring on the subs and try and really go for it. Like I always expect to see a Marlon, Gesand, Matson triple substitution at one point before the red card. I was thinking maybe that's when we really go for it, but obviously we'll never know, innit?
Yeah. He did change the game, and obviously Marlon came on with 6 minutes to go of normal time.
Was it that late?
One shot. I think it was that late. Yeah, I think it was around the 80 something minute. So just double check that actually. 84th minute, yeah.
Wow,
So, yeah,
I thought he got like good 10, 20 minutes. No, wow.
We didn't change the side until the 84th. That was our first sub. Newcastle.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to put words into his mouth, but Marlon just must. I'm not saying he must hate Villa, but he must feel that way, innit? Like, surely, like.
The type of way, innit? He must.
You got to feel the type of way to not still be starting, like.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, that was it, bro. We defended. We were resolute and defended well. They didn't cause us too much trouble. It wasn't the onslaught that we thought it was going to be, and we tried to break on him a couple of times. Marlon got that shot off, but in the end, a point was shared, bro, and we managed to hold out.
Yeah, I think that Rodgers carrying towards the end summed up his game really when Tonali caught with him and he lost the ball.
Yeah.
Like normally Rodgers just plays that pass into Watkins and then you have a big chance. But like, I don't know, Rodgers is, whether it's the ankle issue, whether it's just one of them games where he just messes everything up, like even Rodgers himself like can't be happy with that performance today. Like he weren't the best, was it?
No, it wasn't great at all. It wasn't great. From that, bro, standouts, Bizzo. I think Kamara had a decent game in defensive actions. I thought Cash defensively actually was played well. I thought he was good in defence. But yeah, just again, we ask a lot of the fullbacks, and I think they're just not at the level we need them to be. I don't think they are, and I'll maintain that. I don't know your thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. Like I've just been, sometimes I say to myself, like, imagine if we had like elite fullbacks, like the dynamism and like it's almost like what Emery's done with what he has is crazy when you consider like it could be a different level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like Maatsen is that type of profile actually. Like I feel Maatsen has that profile to be like the modern fullback that can play both ways and is like an attacking threat. Maybe we lack that at right back. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely, bro. But yeah, we got a point. We didn't lose. That's the main thing. We go into the Brentford game now, still, unbeaten. Massive game.
Who plays centre back for you?
That's the big question, bro. I think how much trust does he have in Bogard? Now we'll see, innit? We'll really see, because he could just drop Kamara there, drop Tielemans back, and then we go a bit more offensively in bringing a Gasson and Marlon and then Buendia. So we had a chat about this offline, didn't we? And I think he does play Kamara there.
Yeah. I think Kamara was a centre back at Marseille for some of the times. I think the trust. I'm happy with Kamara right centre back, personally.
Yeah. Do you
want to go through the comments, bro?
Yeah, got a few on here.
from Kevin.
Kevin, thanks for joining. Goes Tillemans is in the 10. He's better in the pivot, more space to thread balls through. And Nana just upsets the balance. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. Tillemans is a centre midfielder. His best play came from deeper. 100%.
Charlie says Tenmen just simplifies the plan and becomes about not getting beat rather than trying to win. Yeah, tend to agree with that.
It feels like only like Guardiola City teams are the ones that can like continue to play with 10 men and just like really dominate the game still.
Yeah, facts. Indestructible says you blocked my cousin Ken M, sort it out.
Who's that?
I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know what that is. We ain't got anyone blocked, so I don't know. Kevin says Bizarre so solid. We didn't collapse at 10 men, but why Emery doesn't pick Maatsen and Marlon, I'll never know. Thoughts on that?
There's got to be a reason, but like Marlon, maybe he doesn't trust him defensively still yet. Like off the ball, maybe he felt like that, but he's such a goal threat. He does provide that pace as well. Maatsen, like genuinely, bro, I was baffled. Like I was genuinely shocked to see Maatsen not start, especially considering the game we played against Newcastle last time, and him providing pace. Like you're playing 4 CMs in the team, like you don't have pace anywhere else in your team. Like surely you gotta have someone to run in behind and like get to the byline and then cut back for Rodgers or Watkins for first time shots. Like there was no cutbacks today. There was none of that. We didn't have any. I don't think Dean got into like the option like that high at all. No.
No.
I was genuinely surprised, but unless Maatsen's carrying an injury, I'll take back my comment if he is. But if not, then yeah, surprised me, bro.
Roger says, "Is Buendia time up?" I think he stays. Buendia now. I think he stays.
Depends if you get Sensio or not, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, it does. And I can see. I think the Dendonkel's leaving now on a free. Moreno will go.
Sorry, but that deserves a separate. Dendonker finally off the ball. That deserves a
different episode for that one.
Finally,
but 3 players I can see going. I don't know who else potentially, but
Maatsen's had links to Atlanta. Have you seen that stuff? Like weird links to. I don't know if that's played a part in him not playing. I hope not. Like, we can't be selling him.
I mean, it's a different conversation for a different episode, but like that's a £40 million player there, and how tight restrictions are at the club. To not be a starter and still not confirmed as your number one, it's a tough one to take, man. Just visually seeing it, that's an asset worth 40 million. And he's not even getting on the pitch.
Yeah.
Charlie says, again, I think my issue with bringing Marlon on in these sort of games is that he lacks a physical presence to keep the same type of plan in place. There were a couple of aerials he didn't go for. Yeah, they were in the middle of the pitch, right, Charlie? He didn't jump for them at all. He didn't even contest them. And
there was one where he tried to anticipate the player where he was going to head it, so he bounced away, and like Dan Burn was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he just carried on. Yeah. That was hilarious to watch actually, because when that don't play off, you look like an idiot, innit?
Yeah, he tried to read it. Kevin says, "Yeah, Rodgers didn't look fully fit, in my opinion. No, he didn't at all. And if he was, he just was well off it today. Rodgers was." Tony Timebridge, thanks for joining. He says, "Thought your keeper played well. Draw decent result for both teams." Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with that. And yeah, Bizzo was our man of the match. It's his debut. We signed him this summer, and he's much better than our previous number 2. And I think Bizzo coming to the club is something Emi Martinez needs as well, because Emi Martinez was not at the level he was at previous seasons, last season.
Yeah.
And he needs someone to keep him on his toes, and I think Bizzo will do that for sure, because he's competent, he's good on the ball, and he can make big saves as well. Charlie has put Powell Bogard question mark for. I think that's potentially for Brentford.
I play Powell and Kamara, to be honest. I think Powell's passing might be needed against Brentford, who are going to like be compact. You'll need Powell's passing for that, but then you need a bit of a presence. I'm happy with Kamara, CB. I know you take a bit out of the midfield, so there is that. But I don't know, Bogard. He'd be starting his first game. Has he started centre back for us in the Premier League? I don't think he has.
I'm not. He might have done last season one time.
He came on against Chelsea and he played centre back second half where he was quality, like he put in a proper performance. But I don't think he's ever started as a centre back in the Prem for Villa.
Yeah, maybe not. Again, I still think Bogart's a DM, but
Yeah.
Kevin says scored against Newcastle last season, and Emery keeps Max on the bench. Absolutely baffling. I tend to agree with that, Kevin. Also, Charlie says, in fairness, Kamara being right centre back allows Tielemans to come in the pivot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, facts. Allows Tielemans to come back and drop in, and Anana can play alongside him. Roger said Roger's beginning to believe his own hype, or was he unfit, or does he think he's off to another new club? I just think he just wasn't on it today. I think players can have those type of games. I've seen people say Rodgers wasn't great the second half of last season. He was still getting the numbers. His numbers are still right up there. And I think it was more positional because he was playing off the right, and that's just not his position at all. I think today it just wasn't good. It wasn't nothing to do with his position. He was still playing off the left. He could come inside on his stronger foot with his right foot. I just thought his touches were loose, his passing wasn't great, and he just had an off game. Kevin says, why not Mings with Torres, 2 left footers? So what? It's a good question, and it's weird because it's just, I think 2 left footers is just a perception thing, and it may harm the build-up as well. And I don't know why, I can't explain it, but I just see that to be a case, and that's why you don't see it often in defences. I remember Torres and Lenglet played together one time. I think it was against Forest. We won the game 4-2, but it didn't look right, and then that was the reason why. Because I remember Forest were pressing on Lenglet because he was playing right centre back, and they were pressing on him because they knew he had to come inside to play with his left foot, and they were jumping on it quite well at times. So I don't know. It's just something with left footers. I don't know.
If you think about how Villa build as well, like when we split the back four, so you have the 2 centre backs sometimes, and then you have the fullbacks like high and wide, almost like on the halfway line. When we do that thing, we like to circulate it around the defence. So if your right centre back is left footed, it's just awkward. Like if he plays a pass with his left foot, if he's on his right foot, like the angle's already wider, if that makes sense, to play to his right back. But if it's on the left foot, I feel like there's just something about it where I feel like it's easier to intercept.
But then
because the ball's coming further away from the right back, if that makes sense, rather than when he's got the right, he can like play, he can curl it around, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
That's what
you're seeing that 2 right-footed centre backs are pairing, so I think that's what King's getting.
Yeah, I'll say as a left footers are more left-footed than right footers are right-footed, I think, as well. Like they're so reliant on their left foot.
It does feel like that. It's
all, like look at McGinn,
and I don't even know if that's correct, but it does feel that.
Look at McGinn. McGinn's so left-footed. McGinn's all left foot. He's just all left foot. Like,
yeah,
I'd feel more. I'll be honest. I'd feel more comfortable with a right-footed centre back at right centre back.
Yeah. Kevin says, "Good shout, Charlie." To be fair, and also says Kamara and Mings. Yeah, I think Kamara will play centre back. I really do, and then it will just be Onana and Tielemans in the middle. But yeah, bro, we're back, and you take the point after a game like that. Clean sheet, big. But yeah, after it was looking like we were going to go on to lose that game after Konza got sent off. So you take it, but just didn't play well. Overall, we didn't play well. We defended resolutely, and that was commendable. But in attacking areas, we just weren't great at all. We weren't.
And then, bro, and onto Brentford, man. Like we need to start getting wins, because like we got one of the most favourable fixture starts, I think, in the whole Premier League. If you look at our first 8 games, so yeah, we gotta win the next game. I think it's already at that time where you can't be playing catch up. Like this is the levels we've set now. Like we gotta go into it like we have to win like all these games, even from the start.
Yeah, I mean, last season we had a fantastic start, and then by January we found ourselves 9th in the league, and we were off to a flyer. So it can change, but I get what you're saying there. Like, but Brentford, new manager, first home game, they'll be up for it.
I'll be interested to see how they play tomorrow.
Definitely. Is he going to be totally different to Thomas Frank and the way he sets up? Obviously, knowing Boimo, I don't think this is going to play either. So, yeah, it seems going to be interesting to see. He'll be. Is what's his name? It'll be Kevin Schade and what's his name? He's just Thiago, is it?
Igor Thiago.
Yeah, Thiago. Is he fit and available and ready to go?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be interested to see how they do set up, and I think we were talking about Lewis Potter's playing further forward as well for him, and he's not a bad player. Charlie also said have to utilise these kind of run of fixtures quickly now. No time really to find our feet, points on the board. That's what we need to do. We need to get those points on the board before the European football kicks in and it starts getting a bit more difficult. And we've got good games to start off with, man, definitely. Well, favourable fixtures, should I say, more than anything. Anyway, bro, I think we'll call it there. Thank you all for joining. Great amount of people in the chat. We really appreciate your comments, and it helps us flow through the episode, man. So we really do. We're glad to be back. We've been here coming up to an hour. We love just talking Villa, man, and yeah, it's nice. After a 0-0 and kind of a performance which wasn't great, not much to really talk about, but we can still come on here and talk for now and listen to your comments and respond to them and vice versa. I think it's great, man. So appreciate you being here. And I haven't said earlier, but if you could comment your thoughts after, get your comments in after, because it really helps push the video out as well. And please, if you're new here, do subscribe. And also, if you like the content, and there's a number of names in there that are regulars, just push the notification bell if you're not, so you'll be able to see when our videos come out straight away, and join us if we're live, or watch any pre-recorded stuff at that time. Bro,
yeah, I just want to say, I just want to say it's been way too long. Like, it's not fair to you guys, the audience. Like, you expect the content, and like you expect the content each time.
Yeah, facts.
For you to come on YouTube and be like, "Oh, these ain't uploaded." Like, what's going on? Like, I think you had a comment the other day saying, "I thought you like packed it in." So, that just says it all in it. So, yeah, I love talking about Villa with my brother. So, like, we love doing these lives where we interact with you guys. So, yeah, we're gonna be consistent this season. We're gonna get match previews, match reactions.
Just general other stuff,
transfer window stuff, like all that kind of stuff. There's still 2 weeks left of the window, so yeah, man. And hopefully, my one wish: can we just end this season in a trophy, please? Like Crystal Palace, we have obviously it's been that long we spoke about it. That Crystal Palace game did something to mine and my brother's heart. Like, it changed us as people, as I'm sure it did you guys. Like, you guys are definitely aren't over it as well, as we aren't. So, man, I need a trophy, man. I ain't seen Villa win anything in my whole life. Like, come on now.
And you just like to think, Europa League, Palace are not in it.
Yeah.
Things are slowly aligning. You like to think that. But yeah, long season ahead, bro. And
on to Brentford.
I think of anyone better to do this with. So appreciate you coming tonight, bro. And yeah, we'll have a preview in midweek as well. We'll get a few transfer window videos out in the week as well. So look out for those. And yeah, guys, up the Villa, and see you on the next show.